Just lost out on one route to Wembley in the League Cup. Thrashed by Spurs, 5-1 at White Hart Lane. What sort of response from Arsene Wenger's team today? And it is the first away game for Newcastle United since the return of their managerial messiah, Kevin Keegan. And by a fluke of the fixture list, they're back here on Tuesday evening, playing for Premier League points. Arsenal kick-off. Gallas and Hoyt amongst those who have been trying to come to terms with what happened at White Hart Lane on Tuesday. It's another cup, it's another day. Rosicky needing some attention. Trying to get Rosicky back on, that's what the whistling's about. But meanwhile, Fabregas is sneaking in. Must have half thought about taking it down and looking for an extra touch. In the end, went for the first time finish and didn't get enough on the ball. Rosicky has to go off. Only 9 minutes gone. And on comes number 9, Eduardo. Frustration for Thomas Rosicky. Sapa goes near post again. Comes out to Smith. Off the line by Clichy. The Smith effort. Past Diaby, but not past Clichy. Milner. Smith. Picard, good football here. Oh, and Michael Owen. It needed, it seemed, just a touch. And Arsenal in trouble again. Maybe just a bit too eager to get there. Walcott finds a way out of that. Diaby. Long strides if he was shaping for a long shot. Oh, the bounce there has fallen for Eduardo. He read the spin better than Stephen Taylor. But given, as he's done for so many years, serves Newcastle well in their goal. Was half a chance. Diaby, Lamine. Not annoyed with himself. And rightly so. Gallas. Fabregas. He put a bit of bend on it and whip it into the top corner to Gibbons' left. Rugby takes. Ross. It was a bit stray then. And Taylor loops it over Lehmann but over the bar. The score of the Newcastle equaliser in the league game at St James's Park earlier this season. Maybe the opening goal scorer here in the fourth round of the FA Cup at the Emirates. With real conviction. Lamine. Now Diaby, Clichy. And up for Adebayor, who, of course, last Saturday scored with 2 headers at Fulham. He's disappointed with his efforts here. Eduardo. Back to Fabregas. Struck with a bit more devil. So fortunate how it came to Fabregas, certainly not the Arsenal way, really. Diaby. That's a good reach by Gibbon. Again, he was reaching upwards rather than to one side. Newcastle keeping the Arsenal efforts from outside the penalty area. Good stopping. Senderos. Here's Lamine. Arsenal's passing again, but there's a bit more accuracy here. Eduardo, the master of the accurate shot. And it's fired in by Adebayor. Well, it's taken 50 minutes for Arsenal to get into their stride. And Adebayor scores for him in a 6th consecutive match. It's his 17th goal in all competitions this season. The post spared Newcastle the first time from Eduardo. But Arsenal have their 100th goal at the Emirates Stadium. And it goes to Emmanuel Adebayor. It's the first that Kevin Keegan's side have conceded since he came back for Newcastle United. And it was a rasping finish by the Togolese striker, who is in such spectacular form at the moment. Sapa comes out to Diaby, closed down straight away. Adebayor tried to place it to Gibbons left, and having got the first, was looking for the second here. Now Smith and Duff. He's given it straight to Eduardo. Diaby and left by Fabregas. She saw some space and accelerating into it, taking Milner with him. Fabregas, Eduardo. Beautiful play from Arsenal, it all coming from Damien Duff's mistake. She's boundless enthusiasm. A considered ball. And Kasapa stopping Eduardo's shot. As we move into the last 15 minutes at the Emirates. Adebayor trying for the touch, but would mean progress for sure. Give himself a good starting position then. Glad. Clichy. Glad. Adebayor. Still Adebayor. He's through. Arsenal are in the 5th round, despite the best efforts by Stephen Taylor on the line. He's been the difference. Others were decoys in the end. Taylor behind the goalkeeper. But the ball cannoning in off him. As Adebayor continues to blaze his personal trail this season. The big man with a massive contribution today. And one way or the other, that second goal of the game was going to come. Here's Clichy. He's still looking for his first Arsenal goal, a point we make every time he has a shot. Clichy. On the catches, Cesc Fabregas. Arsenal don't have to be too ambitious at this free kick. Gallas is staying back. Senderos is staying back. And that's an own goal. Nicky Butt. So it's 3-0. Perhaps not what Newcastle deserve. But it's all come good for Arsenal yet again this season in the second half. Butt's touch. He looks skywards and Eduardo can't even raise his arm in celebration. Led anxious to make some use of his short time on the pitch. Fabregas, Adebayor, still. Oh, it would have been a standing ovation, but he couldn't stand up long enough to get it beyond Given, who's respectfully helping the Arsenal magician back to his feet. Milner. Well, the record books will show that Arsenal knocked Newcastle out of both domestic cup competitions this season. Kevin Keegan's side have lost 3-0 here. Sam Allardyce's were beaten 2-0 in September. It was the second half which really showed the difference after Newcastle had competed well in the first period. The two from Adebayor, Nicky Butt's own goal. And Newcastle just couldn't muster the optimism and the thrust that they showed in the first 45 minutes. Adebayor's great run goes on. And Arsenal go through to the fifth round. Newcastle United are out. Arsenal 3, Newcastle 0.
Hassan, a bit of a change from after the match on Tuesday, but given the shape of the game, did your players perhaps take a little while, the first half, to get that out of their system?
Well, yes, many players didn't play on Tuesday, you know, and but I felt it was more down to the fact that Newcastle started very brightly and created some chances, and it took us some time to take control of the game, and we did that slowly in the first half and completely in the second. And that's why we scored the goals. Certainly as well, the second goal was the meaning for Newcastle that it was over, and of course after in the last 10-15 minutes it was easier.
But it certainly wasn't easy in the first half, and Kevin Keegan's brought some spirit to this Newcastle side.
It wasn't easy at all because they played very well, and Kevin brought them drive, going forward, and belief as well in what they do, and of course, they were dangerous.
And Emmanuel Adebayor is scoring every time he plays at the moment, different types of goals as well.
Well, I like the fact that he grows from season to season, you know, and that's what you want from your players, that they don't stand still and always improve.
Did you?
Can we stop that? I think you've got to start again. There's a problem with that microphone.
Oh,
sorry.
Does the microphone be
Yeah,
fixing?
Have we got anybody?
No, it's fine.
Should we move on to the next one and come back?
No, it's okay.
Are we
It's
all right to go?
Yeah.
Did any of that get?
Carry on.
Carry on. Right. Sorry, we'll pick it up, Hassan.
Carry on.
Hassan, just to finish off the Adebayor week, did you take any specific action after the head-to-head between him and his teammate Nicholas Bentner on Tuesday?
Well, I would like to keep that secret and deal internally with it, because so much has been made of. You have played football, what is called a small incident when you play on daily basis, and therefore I feel there is not a lot to add now.
It was not just coincidence and tactics that Bentner stayed on the bench today.
Well, it had nothing to do with the incident. It's just the fact that we were 1-0 up, and if Bentner was needed, and if I felt that he had to come on, he would have come on.
But Adebayor is clearly not upset by the way he's played for 90 minutes.
Well, I think they have a good understanding, basically, but sometimes, you know, up front, when you lose a game, it can get a little bit heated, because especially in the final third, you know, you're always a fraction of a second where if you get the ball or you don't get the ball, you can be dangerous or not, and so sometimes it happens in every team.
We were waiting to see whether you'd take Adebayor off and put Bentner on, and they would pass, but that never happened.
Well, that's more of course, for stories, but what I did is just to, I felt that Diaby went into the game with a little ankle problems, and that's why I wanted to take him out, and Theo played as well on Tuesday, and I wanted to spare him the final 20 minutes.
How important is the FA Cup to Arsenal this season?
Well, it is an important competition for us, but of course we have a clear idea of the priorities: is Championship, Champions League, and the FA Cup. And at the moment, what you want to do is to be in the race for everything, and you choose as late as possible.
And of course, as far as the Premier League is concerned, you face Newcastle again on Tuesday. It's extraordinary how these things happen. Will it be a different Arsenal team in terms of selection? You lost Rosicky today.
We lost Rosicky today, and certainly Leb will be back because I arrested him today. And but 90% will be the same team.
And what have you learnt from facing Newcastle in this FA Cup tie in regards to a Premier League match?
What you've learned is that you need a top-class performance to beat them at the moment, and that you need a very sound defensive performance. Our defence played very well today to keep a clean sheet.
And what's the news on, talking of defence, of Kolo Touré?
Well, we had him on the phone last night, and he didn't really know. We want to check him. He has to make a scan. It looks, having talked with him, that he has a groin problem, a groin injury. How big that groin injury is, nobody really knows at the moment.
So there's no suggestion he's coming back early?
With that kind of injury, if it's really confirmed on the scan, I can't see how he can stay out there, because that means 3 weeks out, and the competition ends on the 10th of February. So if that's the case, he should come back.
And the competition starts again for you on January the 29th against Newcastle United here, and it's thick and fast, isn't it?
Exactly, but we know that, and you know, we have a short squad, especially at the moment with the players who are injured and away in the African Nations Cup. That's why to lose a player like Rosicky today is of course worrying, and because we are in all the competitions, it is very, very demanding.